We have a ground zero gi for you.
Wow.
By the way, shout out to the geese in Vietnam. They make this for us. Really good, good guys over there. Please unpack it and tell me how you feel when you see the design.
We just finished Saigon Superfights 2, and here we are with special guest, Dennis. Dennis, tell us your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Hey man, my name is Dennis. Originally, I'm from heaven, but last time I fell out of the sky, I woke up in the Netherlands. I reside in Cambodia now, where I have my own yoga and martial arts studio called Ground Zero in Siem Reap. Guys, if ever you are in the neighborhood, please come by and have a training, have some healthy food, and enjoy life.
Yeah. And how long have you been in Cambodia, and why did you move there in the first place?
So I moved not to Cambodia, but away from the regulations during COVID. Ever since the first lockdown happened in the Netherlands, I felt uneasy with how the rules were put on us, because in my heart and in my soul, I could feel that it was not in our best support to do it the way in which it happened. The first lockdown, I kind of unwillingly accepted and kind of played my own game. When the second lockdown was announced, I was like, okay, screw you guys. I'm going somewhere. And I ended up doing a solo bike trip, originally with the idea to go to India and meditate something in a cave in the Himalayas. But somehow life brought me to Cambodia, and I'm very blessed and grateful that it happened in this way.
That's great. And tell us about your gym in Cambodia and the state of the grappling community.
So the Cambodian grappling community is picking up. There's now a national team that's actively competing in the Southeast Asia team.
I want to try to look at this camera.
And they're doing very well. We are the first jiu-jitsu team in Siem Reap. We offer jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, yoga, healthy food, community, beautiful nature, and a lot of love for the practice. And yes, the Cambodian scene is just picking up, because Cambodia has really like a thriving martial arts community, because their heritage is Bakatao, and now the active competition happens in Khun Khmer, but the ancestors of the Khmer Empire, they practice Bakatao, and that's so part of the Cambodian culture that everybody knows about it. Many people practice, but my feeling about Cambodia is that up until the moment phones with internet became affordable, Cambodia was kind of cut off from the world and from like a different way of the Cambodian way. And most of the Cambodian martial artists, they don't really know about jiu-jitsu, they don't really know about MMA, and many of the practitioners, they choose to practice Khun Khmer or Bakatao. And I feel we are now in a phase where the time is ripe to introduce, or actually reintroduce, this knowledge to the Cambodian scene. Because quite honestly, I always thought that MMA was something new. Like since the 90s we started playing this. I always thought that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was new because the Gracies started with this. But when I look at the walls of Angkor Wat, the great magnificent temples of the Khmer Empire, I see rear naked chokes with details where they're really pressing the head into the back of the head to really finish the choke. I see Kimura traps to defend about a body lock from the back. Listen, this is extremely advanced tactical knowledge of grappling that is on walls that are at least 1,000 years old. I'd like to keep the option open that they might be even older than what the narrative is today. But anyway, I see the knowledge of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and I see the knowledge of MMA on the walls of Angkor Wat that the ancient builders built long ago.
Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, I didn't even know that we think of jiu-jitsu as a new sport that's just arose in the past 30, 50 years. but we have evidence that it's at least 1,000 years in some of the most advanced techniques that we think of in grappling today. So yeah, very interesting. So as far as the community in Cambodia, what percentage are locals and what percentage are foreigners?
So we are now, if I had to give I don't have the numbers exactly straight, but I'd say we are about 70% foreigners at our gym, of which maybe half of them are passing by and half of them are expats. But Cambodian members are definitely growing, and we are actively trying to offer our services and our teachings to Cambodian kids from the countryside, Cambodian kids that are living in, I don't want to say poverty, but they don't have the opportunities that we have. And for me as a teacher, like, this is what I belong to do in life. Yes, this is what my soul came to this world for to do. And whenever a student comes, I'm willing to teach him. Of course, nowadays we have to earn money because we have to pay rent and we pay for the gas and the electricity. But whenever a student shows up and he cannot make the tuition fee, I will always look for ways in which we can teach. Yes, because for my soul, this is not about money. This is about love, and this is about sharing the value of the practice. And as you are a practitioner yourself, we cannot put in like a few words how deep the practice evolves our mind, our body, and our soul. But this is something that I've learned from the inside, and this is what I want to give back to the world.
Yeah, very good. It's great knowing that we don't hear a lot about the Cambodia scene here in Vietnam, but a lot of us are interested.
You will.
And yeah, for sure. And definitely, I've been to Cambodia, but 7 or 8 years ago. Definitely want to go and visit your gym, see what the community is like. And it's great to know that you're doing what you can to find ways that these grapplers, whether it's local or foreign grapplers, can join and be a part of the community. Yes. So what is one thing that you think that Cambodia needs, or something that would help promote the grappling community throughout Cambodia?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. First of all, let me start with who am I to judge you? Cambodia, and they do it the Cambodian way. I don't like playing blame, playing judgment. Yes, so it's a little bit hard to really speak on this issue. But what I can say is Cambodia went to the Khmer Rouge, yes, and during the Khmer Rouge times, almost all teachers of any kind, anybody with a practice of any sort, either fled the country or was killed. Yes. So can you imagine what happens to generations that there's no more teachers available because they're either dead or gone? Yes. So one of the things that I wish for Cambodia is that many good teachers find the fertile Cambodian soil and spread their message and spread their teachings. Because I can feel that the people of Cambodia are ready to learn, yes. And what I can do is I can bring my experience, I can bring my perspective, and most of all, I can bring my love and compassion for the practice and see what's happening. You might not have heard of the Cambodian scene too much because, listen, it's really at the starting phase. But I have 14-year-old boys training that have been gifted by God with power, with determination, with a work ethic that is beyond what I've seen. And I've been in the martial arts scene for about 3 decades. And the wave of people that are now standing up and that are finding the practice you're going to hear more from Cambodia soon. I guarantee you this.
That's great. Hey, we're all excited here. So you came all the way from Cambodia. We're very thankful that you came to our event today, Saigon Superfights 2. What do you think about today's event?
Man, what you're doing for the community is amazing. Like, there's a few things that I really like about what you're doing here. First of all, people can get in here for free. They can enjoy the vibe, and the vibe, amazing. By the way, Big high five.
Hey, thank you so much.
And you're really supporting the fighters, yes? Many cash prizes. I don't know where you're getting it, but this is so incredibly good for the scene. I also want to share that I observe this in a bigger way in the grappling community right now, yes? What Craig Jones did for the sport itself is amazing. Big shout out to the Greg Jones Invitational. What you're doing, I feel, is in alignment of what's happening in the scene across the globe. And I'm happy to see what you're doing here. It's good for the sport. It's good for the fighters. The fighters really shining. And if I can say anything about the tournament today, there was one kid that really stood out to me. He didn't win, but he looked young. He looked like he wasn't even old enough for college, but he is already on jiu-jitsu university, yes? Can you tell me something about the young kid that was competing?
Yes, his name is Tommy Nguyen, and he's only 12 years old. And like, to be honest, like, I thought that he had a really good shot to win. I've watched him put adults to sleep at Arcane Grappling. He represents Arcane Grappling. Arcane is a great contributor to the grappling scene here in Saigon and in Vietnam. They do a lot to grow the community here, and we're really excited to watch. I think he's only been training for 18 months under Pato. Pato's from Chile. Excellent coach. He knows so much, and I've learned a lot. Every time I'm around Pato, I'm learning from him. But yeah, I think he is definitely someone everyone's watching here in the community. What is he going to do? You know, Hip and I, one of the commentators, were talking about on last week's podcast, you know, a 12-year-old might win the 77 kg bracket. I mean, it's really like that. So I think, yeah, he didn't win today, but I think the losses are good. Losses are good. And I remember when I first started wrestling, I lost most of my first 50 matches, and I learned a lot from that. And you don't learn a lot when you're winning. When you're winning tournaments, you go into a room and you smash everybody. You don't win a lot. You need those losses, especially on the big stage. And you know, Tommy was upset today, but in the end, in the long run, it's going to be good for him. And we're proud to be able to provide that opportunity, not only for him, but for all the competitors today in Saigon Superfights too. And so yeah, I mean, it's really cool that you noticed him.
So I look at this from like a perspective where I am around a lot of youth like this, yes? We have 2-3 kids that are 14 years old that will ring your bell so hard, your lights go out. For 14-year-olds to have the power to knock somebody out cold with one punch, weighing less than 50 kilos, that's something special, yes? And I could see why he didn't win. Like, he didn't win because he didn't really have the tactical, like, pathway to victory yet, like which direction to go, and maybe not to forward, but what he was doing with the leg entanglements is highly advanced. Like, his technical ability was much higher than his opponent, but the opponent was older, heavier, stronger, and just pushed and scored points. But it wasn't, he wasn't technically outclassed. His technical abilities was better. And as a coach, you see this, yes? Like, I'd like to find like the diamonds in the rough and make them shine, you know, because one of the things that I little bit upset about our ways back home, and with our ways, I mean kind of the West, yes? All of our education is just cramming people full with stuff of how they should operate. But for me, by definition, education is about bringing out what's already inside. Like, people are born with gifts. And as a teacher, the only thing we really have to do is observe what's already there and create an environment where that can come out. And when I see a boy like this, it's like, he's on the path and he's going to do big things, especially when, as a 12-year-old, you're already competing with adults. Like, holy moly, your opportunity is unlimited. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us wish that we started doing jiu-jitsu at 12 years old. I actually didn't start till I was doing it consistently until 35 years old, just 4 years ago. but he is going to be a real leader in any community that he chooses to be in. Most likely it's going to be here in Vietnam. By the time he's 18, 20 years old, he's going to be a real influence. And for the leg lock, for all the leg entanglements techniques, we can thank Pato.
Yeah.
For that. Pato really has, you go down to arcane grappling and you're going to get into some leg entanglements, whether you want to or not. So it's really good that you observe that.
Yes, and I want to share something, guys. Like knee reaping is fake news. We shouldn't have rules against it. Yes, this is my personal perspective. I'm sharing, but I'm all for knee reaping because that's where the truth really lies. Where the nasty setups are for the leg locks. And this kid was going there every time, and the ref was kind of like, no, don't go there. But I'm a big fan of knee reaping. I never saw it as a problem, and I hope that in the future we're gonna realize that it should be allowed everywhere. That's just a little bit shout out to knee reaping. Let's reap more, yes, not less.
Yeah. Great. So we've got maybe another 5 minutes here. So you really got to see a flagship event in the Saigon grappling community. We are here in Vietnam are interested in, what you guys are doing in Cambodia. What's one thing that we can do here in Vietnam over the next year or so that will help you guys grow the community in Cambodia? And, whether it's gym visits, whether it's hosting events, what's something that we can do to help collaborate with you guys?
So one of the things that I strongly believe in is always finding the mutual benefit in anything we do, yes. I look at a world that has been over-optimizing for profit for too long, and I hope that most people are starting to see that this is a hollow pursuit, yes. We have lost track of what value truly is and over-optimized on just like something that represents value. And if anything we can do, like organize visits, yes, come over to Angkor. Come over to Angkor Wat and see the walls, yes. I will show you where the depictions are of rear naked chokes and Kimura traps. We go train together, like keep us updated on tournaments. Like for most Cambodians, it's quite like a big investment to come here and compete. So maybe we can think about how we can bring in and maybe how we can get sponsorship programs for like the youth that really come from a place where they're living off of less than $200 a month. That's something that I'm personally already pretty keen on promoting more. Like we need to get some money in to get these kids to the level where they should be because the talent is already there. Gym trips, yes, man. Come to my place. I'll show you. I'll show you. We'll train together, and especially bring the young kids together to train and spar with each other. This is needed for the experience, yes. And yes, invite the fighters, invite the young talent, and make it attractive for them to come.
Great. That's excellent. Thank you for your invitation. So our next Saigon Superfights event probably early next year. January, February, and we want to bring some of your guys here if that's
sure, yes.
For sure. And remind everyone the name of your gym and where it's at for everyone watching.
Ground Zero Martial Arts and Yoga Cafe in Siem Reap. Before we end, yes, I have a gift for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, I want to do this. Let me ask my wife. Own. We have a Ground Zero gi for you.
Wow.
By the way, shout out to the geese in Vietnam. They make this for us. Really good good guys over there. Please unpack it and tell me how you feel when you see the design.
Incredible. Wow. This is incredible. Oh, look at this. Oh, no way.
Yes way. Man.
You know what? I think I might start doing gi now. You know what?
So if you come over, make sure to bring it. Yes, you'll be part of the family. Yeah.
This material is so good. This is the GIS.
Yes.
We're here in Saigon.
Yes.
Wow. Shout out to Gizio and GIS. Wow, this is... Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm happy you like it. I'm happy you like the design. And I'm looking forward to a next podcast. Let's take some more time because I have more to spit.
Well, we're going to do some more time and we'll plan it out. I really want to get you out there because you're a real influence here in Southeast Asia and everyone needs to know about you and what the efforts that you're doing so that we can bring our community in Southeast Asia together and grow it.
Yes, and we are going to do big things in Southeast Asia, man. Like, I feel that the stuff is building so much, yes. My partner, Braden, asked me a question last week. It's like, if you look at your situation back home, and back home I consider the Netherlands, Europe, America, he's like, give a percentage of how big the chance is that next year is going to be better than this year. And quite honestly, like, I don't know how you feel about this, but there's an above average percentage that next year back home is going to be worse than this year. And I feel that in Cambodia, this is definitely not the case. Everything is on the up and up. Things are building. People are positive. People are happy. There's much opportunity. There's a lot of love and peace. And I ask you the question, do you feel the same about your back home, whatever it might be? And do you observe the same thing happening in Vietnam?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when I first came to Vietnam in 2017, you know, I saw the life here and how people appreciate the small things. And I really feel at home here in Vietnam and things are just growing here so fast. And you can see the impact of grappling that's having on people's lives, you know, and it's not just, it's athletes, it's the organizations, you're bringing businesses together, you're bringing people together in a way that is really expanding the community and a way of life here in Vietnam. And this is true for a lot of parts in Southeast Asia. We just got to get the word out and bring all the communities here together. And thankfully, we have good partnerships in Malaysia and Thailand, and now we have one in Cambodia. We're proud. We're proud to know Dennis, and thankfully, we have people like Theo to bring us together. And Theo's been talking about you for months, and it's just we're thankful to have influential people and people with big hearts like Theo.
I agree. Hey, shout out Theo. You're such a kind and beautiful, shining soul. I feel a little bit like heartbroken to see you lose today on the mat, but I'm so incredibly proud on what you do for the sport. And the world needs more people like you. Like, you're so pure, and it's refreshing to feel that there's still people that operate from love like you do. Yes, you're a blessing to all the people that know you.
Awesome. Dennis, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for coming all the way from Cambodia. You've planned this for months. Yeah, what an honor it is for us. Is there anything else you'd like to say while you still have the mic?
So, the thing that I really want to say is that I'm looking forward to do more here. Yes, next event I'll come over again. I hope we'll do some more time on the podcast and really go deeper down into like the philosophical part of the practice. But I just want to say that I'm grateful for this opportunity because I see how much good things you're doing here. And I love this sport so much. I love this practice so much. And finding other people that are lifting this up rather than breaking things down is good to see. And this is a message that I want to finish on.
Yeah.
Like, if we just stop trying to break down what we not like and start focusing on building up what we love, the world is going to look so much better. Like, you can do anything you want, yes, and the love will bring you a happy, fulfilling life. Find whatever your practice is and do it. Do it until you cannot do it anymore. Thank you.
Dennis, thank you so much. And we'll have you on the show soon. Okay.